Have you ever had to wear a uniform to school? Yes, in kindergarten, I had to wear a uniform to school every day. Have you ever ridden on a motorbike? I'm assuming it means a motorcycle, and the answer to that is yes. I think I went on a ride on my uncle's motorcycle once. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? The heck yes. Have you ever suffered a fracture? No, I have never broken any of my bones. And what's amazing about that, or fractured or anything, what's amazing about that is that I am an incredibly dangerous person. I injure myself all the time. Literally, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a burn on my finger right now from me burning myself at a pancake breakfast that I was volunteering at. Um, so, the ironic thing about the fact that I've never broken a bone is that I injure myself a lot. And I fall from pretty high places, and I've never broken anything. Have you ever taken karate lessons? Yes, but they weren't paid for. They were like free sessions almost at my pre-K, so they were technically yes. Have you ever urinated in a pool? Probably when I was like 4. Okay, maybe 7. Have you ever visited a country outside your continent? No. Furthest away from North America I've ever been is the Bahamas. Have you ever won a trophy or award? Yes, several. And that's hashtag humble brag. I'm not gonna count my trophies for from baseball because both of them are for sportsmanship. Because I was horrible at baseball. I will say I got the American Legion Award, which that is probably the award that I'm most proud of. Is the American Legion. The American Legion and then President's Citizen Award are probably the 2 awards that I'm most proud of. Have you forgiven yourself for past personal failures? Why or why not? Some of them, yes. Some failures in the past I've forgiven myself for. Others, no. I'm the kind of person that holds on to stuff that nobody really cares about. And I'll think someone is gonna bring it up in the future at some point, which no one ever is because it's all not important stuff. But there are a lot of mistakes that I've made that I can't seem to forgive myself for, and that makes me feel like other people haven't forgiven me for them, even though they have verbalized that they forgive me for them. So, yeah. Have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? Which one is your favorite? I've read all but the last book of the Harry Potter series. I need to read the last one. I haven't read the Hunger Games or Twilight. I think I'm gonna read the Hunger Games. I don't know about Twilight. My favorite of Harry Potter, because I've only read one of them. My favorite Harry Potter was probably. I haven't read the 7th, so I probably shouldn't answer this. Half-Blood Prince was cool. I really like. I have an probably unpopular opinion. I really like the 5th one because it's. I also really like the 4th. I really like all of them. No, but. I really like the 5th one. I think that's probably my favorite. But it's literally it's the longest Harry Potter book, and it's 2 away from the last one. But that's one of my favorite because of you kind of get an interaction between all of the characters. Like, I was watching an interview that Wired did with Daniel Radcliffe, and he brought up a really good point that you have a lot of the interactions between Harry and Sirius are just like really sweet and yeah, just very sentimental. And you kind of see that with all of the people that are kind of in the Order of the Phoenix. How and where do you prefer to study? A library with books and then or actually a library with work and then listening to like classical composer music, so Bach, Chopin, Vivaldi, Mozart, Beethoven, all of the like very old time but all of the classical composers. I listen to their music a lot when I study, which I don't study that often. My studying, the reason I say work is because I do best on tests when I understand my homework. Yeah. How difficult is it for you to be honest, even when your words may be hurtful or unpopular? So obviously not very. But there are times where I try not to lie to the best of my ability. And there are certain people that I'm proud to say, other than like one white lie, I've never lied to. How difficult is it for you to forgive someone who refuses to apologize? Sometimes it's easy. Most of the time, though, there's no. It's one time. There's one case where I've had extreme difficulty forgiving this person. How do you replenish your energy? Sleep. How does music matter to you? Oh, shouldn't ask this question because this is gonna be an hour-long spiel. So music matters to me because I've loved it ever since I was little. As long as I can remember, I've been singing, I've been playing drums, and it's fair to mention that drums aren't my main instrument anymore. I mainly play violin, guitar, and piano. I'm best at violin, then guitar, then piano. I can probably play more on piano than guitar, but I can play guitar better than I can play piano because I understand guitar more. Music, I literally, like the stuff it says on that poster over there, music, it really, it touches me. I don't know how to explain it. It says what words can't. And, even lyrics say what words can't. And that's probably the most important thing to me. How far away from your birthplace do you live now? So like if we're talking birthplace is in hospital, probably about 5 minutes. If we're talking birthplace is in the place where I technically grew up, about half an hour. Half the time, because divorced parents. Yeah. How was your birth order / characteristics of siblings affected you? How has? Okay, so you probably don't know this, but you probably know that I have a younger sister. But you probably don't know that I have an older brother. And I love them both very much, even though my sister is a bit of a pain to deal with sometimes. But my brother, moved out, I want to say when I was around 4 or 5. So I'm not as close to him as I would like to be. I'm pretty close to my brother, but I'm not as close to him as I would like to be. And then, my sister it depends on what day you ask, because some days she hates me divinely, and then some days we're just, good old brother and sister. Yeah, so that's a thing. How many countries have you been to? 1, United States of America. How many days could you last in solitary confinement? So, if you don't know this about me, I'm mostly an extrovert. Yeah, so there are times where I'll be like, I just want to be alone right now, but I tend to be very extroverted. So in solitary confinement, the problem that I would have is probably being alone. I would say I would make it, if I'm in, let's see, solitary confinement, they didn't specify what I have. Assuming I'm in solitary confinement, I probably have like a book. So I could legitimately probably, as long as I have like a fresh supply of books every day, I could probably make it a good couple weeks. I'm gonna say close to a month, because as long as I'm like being fed and everything, I'll be fine. Yeah. How many keys are on your key ring? 0, because I'm 13. How many oceans have you swum in? 1, which would be the Gulf of Mexico. Oh no, wait. Technically, I've swam in the Gulf of Mexico, and I want to say the Pacific Ocean. It might have been the Atlantic. I get the directions of those confused. Here, so this video was getting really, really long. So like it ended up being like 3 hours. So I'm gonna cut it right here, and we're gonna continue with the rest of this episode in another video, so that you guys don't have to watch a 3-hour cut down video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe. Comment down below letting me know if you want to see more of the Q&A that I'm doing. Yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.